Hi everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today is the start of a very exciting series I'm going to be introducing this month, and that is the vegan makeup series. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys a number of different products in all categories that don't contain any beeswax, any carmine, and are safe for all the vegans out there to use. I'm going to be covering today foundations of the liquid and powder variety, and I was going to give mini reviews about it as well. And if there was anything you would like reviewed at length, if there's anything I already have reviewed at length, I will also link that down in the description box down below. You guys have a ton of options, and I really wanted to highlight them in a video because I get so many questions about it from you guys. So I really hope you find this series helpful, and pass it along to the vegan friends and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any videos in the series coming up this month. There are so many products going to be covered. So first up and foremost, the Gressa Minimalist Serum Foundation is actually vegan. Amazing. This is one of the products I have done a complete review and demo on. I take the shade 03, but sometimes I mix it with 2.5. I've done several Gressa tutorials. This is just a very serum-y base. It has a broccoli seed oil base, so it really glides onto the skin smooth, super duper buildable, and I think works on a number of different skin types as long as you powder it if you're super oily. But I know that that is a standby foundation for so many people. They're probably one of my favorites of the bunch. This is the 100% pure super fruits healthy foundation classic. Really great. I'm in the shade White Peach. It is the foundation I'm wearing today, and I have been wearing it for the past couple of days. I have used this before, I just didn't have the full size, but I'm so happy I do now because I've been loving using it. This is matte. This is a medium to a medium full. It's not super full, but it does cover a lot, makes the skin look really even. But like I said, it is matte, and I have dry skin. So if you have dry skin, just make sure you're really well moisturized beforehand so it doesn't cling to any dry patches. But overall, it's a super duper flawless finish. And again, for my dry skin girls, I like to spritz my face with a little bit of Josh Rosebrook Hydrating Accelerator and then just powder the T-zone just to keep the glow everywhere else, so I'm not sacrificing that. So this is a great fuller coverage foundation. Works on, again, a ton of different skin types. I just don't think it would very much work on a mature skin just because it's more matte, and that's not the best option. Something similar that will work on a more mature skin, this will work on all skin types. Again, definitely gonna need a primer and a powder if you have oily skin. I've done a whole video about those. This is the 100% pure Fruit Pigmented Tinted Moisturizer. It's just that really relatively sheer coverage, sheer to light. So this is great on an everyday basis. It's 100% natural, 100% vegan. Of course, it is in this video. And then it does have a little bit of sun protection in there as well. This is one of the first natural products I ever bought. This is in the shade White Peach as well, of course. Sometimes I'll mix it with a little bit of cream if I want it to be a little bit more yellow toned. But this is great if you like something relatively sheer. You then can top it off with some of the powder foundations that I'm going to get into if that's how you like to build up the coverage. But for everyday use, this is great. Sits really nicely on the skin. Then we have a BB cream option. This is from Lolo. I've used this product in a video as well. I'm in the shade Light. Has this awesome pump, which I love and adore. And the coverage on this is heavier than the 100% pure, but it does also feel a little bit heavier on the skin. So I always like to go in with this not only to build up its coverage, but to set it, because it is a little heavier, has more of a satin, not super dewy, definitely like a satin finish to the skin. Nice light medium if you really build it coverage. But to really set it, take it to the next level, I love the Lolo Mineral Foundation SPF 15 in the shade Barely Buff. This is huge. You get 10 grams worth of product. Just dump it in here. I love this because this is one of the few powder foundations that it really just doesn't sit on my skin poorly. You can see when you rub it in on the back of your hand, it just has a nice finely milled finish, but is great for adding coverage. I take the Lolo Kabuki brush, or any dense Delium Tools brush would work great, and just press it into the skin. That's how you get the most coverage of it. If you want to make it a little more sheer, go ahead and use those buffing motions, or do a combination of the two to really get it into the skin. More loose powder foundations, we then have the Hint Beauty Veludo Pure Powder Foundation in light beige. If you are looking for some vegan products, Hint Beauty is where it's at. I'm not sure if all of their products are vegan, but a very large majority are. Again, I'm in the shade light beige. I like this one because it has that nice sifter to it, and this one actually looks quite nice on its own. So the Lily Lolo, I don't really wear the powder foundation on itself, but this one is a little bit more sheer. Your skin is sort of going to peek through, but it will help just give an even tone to the skin. When I'm using the Hint Beauty Powder Foundation, I like to go in with their Duet Concealer first. Sort of put it in a triangular shape here and here, wherever I get red, because that powder foundation sometimes will fade away. And in those areas, I want to make sure I have that extra base of concealer. But when you're using powder foundations, conceal first if it's a liquid, of course. Otherwise, it's not going to lay as nicely. But again, this is sort of like, if between the two powder foundations, this is like the Tinted Moisturizer. This is like the heavier coverage one. And again, I like the Lily Lolo two products together the most. Moving into a little bit of some pressed products. So this is one for if you just want a sheer wash across the face. I often use this as a setting powder more than anything else. This is the Antonym Cosmetics Baked Foundation Powder in the shade Light. You can see I've used a lot of it because normally it has this dome shape and it's completely flat now. This is a little bit dark, so if you have super fair skin, this isn't gonna work for you, but this is one of the most smooth powders ever because of that baked consistency. Now the coverage isn't a lot at all, but it gives, because it's baked, it also gives a luminous finish to the skin. So this is why I love this as a setting powder. Again, if you have really great skin and you just like a little bit of coverage, a little bit of color in the center of the face, just to even everything out, check this one out. It's amazing, as all Antonym products are. Then if you want something that is an actual powder foundation, very much has full coverage, this is the Healthy Flawless Skin Foundation Powder, also in White Peach by 100% Pure. I love this stuff. Again, I use it just in selective places. As you guys know, having dry skin, I don't reach for powder foundations to wear all over the skin. I use them to supplement a liquid usually, unless I'm in like the biggest rush ever, which I always make a little time to put some makeup on, let's be honest. So again, nice press, which is great for traveling, great for adding coverage. I love this as a touch-up powder. You could take a little powder puff, you could take the Delium Tool 787 and just add a little bit here and here. That's what I do on an everyday basis. But again, if you have oily skin, pack this all over the skin. It really does give it beautiful coverage. Or if you want to do something like a tinted moisturizer and then you prefer to add more coverage with powder because you need to set the face anyway, go in with something like this. It really gives a flawless, different sort of finish to the skin. And finally, this isn't a foundation, but it is a pressed powder, also by Hint Beauty. This is their Encore Fine Pressed Powder. I love the packaging. It comes with a little powder puff, and it opens up like this. This is in the shade Nude Sands, which you can see is super fair. It is a little bit too pale for me, so I obviously don't reach for this on an everyday basis unless I'm super fair, want to brighten up the under eyes, but this is so silky smooth. It's so gorgeous. Isn't a sheer coverage, but isn't super full. You can see it right there. Just really gives a nice flawless airbrushed finish to the skin. Really helps set off the makeup and helps to control oil. So that is it, you guys. That is the first vegan product series wrapped up. I hope this shed a little bit of light on all the different products that are available to you as far as base products that are vegan. This is all of them on the Integrity Botanicals website. If you want to check any of them out, you do get 3 free samples with any order you're already placing, so you can find your color match or anything like that. But if you know that it's right for you, every single product is going to be in that description box down below. If there are any questions, because I know I had to keep it relatively concise, so this isn't a 20-minute long video, drop me a comment down below, and don't forget to check us out on social media. We post about all these products. I use them in tutorials, so you want to subscribe and like this video as well if you're excited for the vegan series. But everything you need to know is down below, down to the color on my nails. And if you want me to start including lip color, I could do that too. Today it's Nudist Ruby Rose. But thank you guys so much for watching as always. Can't wait to continue this series with you, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!